Right, so just quite briefly then by way of introduction, the purpose of having this agenda item today, dealing with Wellborn, is that given that the core strategy, which included Wellborn, was adopted by this council some 5 years ago, and the Wellborn plan was of course adopted around 18 months ago, we haven't seen any planning applications or any sign of planning applications coming forward from Wellborn, and therefore the reason to have this item on the agenda is really seeking certainty. So that's why the recommendations are worded as they are. We're not committing the council to a particular course of action, but we are looking for certainty. We're looking for certainty in terms of the provision of housing for Fareham, the provision of jobs, and of course critically the provision of infrastructure. And therefore we need to be certain that applications can come forward and that they can deliver Wellborn in a comprehensive fashion. And what we don't have before us is evidence that if things remain as they are at the moment, that can happen. And in fact, a couple of paragraphs in the report, I think it's 13 and 14, which looks at the situation around the two principal promoters. It's clear from the report that one of the promoters, who I'm sure will identify themselves this evening, does have control over the land which they're seeking to promote for Wellborn, which is approximately 45% of the site, and that the other promoter does not have control over the land which they're seeking to promote for another 45% of the site at Wellborn. And then there are a number of other landowners that own small parts of the site as well. Despite the fact that assurances were given to us that we would receive agreements, signed agreements from the two main promoters by the 31st of January, which would have made this meeting unnecessary, such agreements were not received, and that's why we need to go through the process that we're going through today. And of course the infrastructure which is critical to Wellborn, one of the most critical pieces is junction 10 of the M27 being made into an all-moves junction. And of course it is a fact that while one of the promoters is able to bring forward land, that land is not going to deliver junction 10. And that is why we need, for a number of reasons, around housing, jobs and critical infrastructure, to be able to bring forward the considerations which are before us this evening. So I hope that's helpful, members, in terms of setting the scene as to why we're considering what we are considering this evening. And now I'm going to move to bring forward the deputations, following which, and we have 4 members of the public making deputations who will have up to 7.5 minutes to make their deputations on the report. And then we will have Councillor Mrs Bryant, who as ward member will be making her presentation to us as well.